Welcome back, everyone. I have no clue what just happened. Apparently the stream just ended. It was incredibly strange because I didn't actually touch anything, and the stream suddenly just vanished. I have no clue why. I'm gonna keep an eye on that just in case, because that's not normal. I'm like sat here trying to find stuff, and then YouTube's just like, so anyway, no stream for you. Gonna make sure I'm not over the wrong things here. God, I love the way it can't figure out some of this. There we go. Let's just try and get, where's the camera? I know if I select view and then go camera, should be good. So. The funny thing is that, like, beforehand it was letting me mess around with this. Let's see. Is it because there are multiple cameras in scene? That'd be pretty awkward. Okay. I'm just waiting for people to roll up now. Because I don't know what happened to that previous one. But it just got totally messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the difference between both versions. I just need to get rid of all of these cameras, I think, in this version, and then we just take the active camera. Should be fine. I'm just like go here and go camera. David says, it's because you started saying something. Stream said, no, you don't. I mean, I hope it's not like that, but what I'm going to do is show off, hopefully, how Snowdin looks, or at least try to. The weird thing about this is sometimes the camera can be a bit funky. In this version, at least, anyway. I'm just trying to go back here so I can show you the difference, and then we'll get around to actual proper version of Snowdin, or the newest one. Ah, there we go. So here's a good example of the old one, right? It's just I'm paranoid. I keep checking chat now. And stuff just to make sure we're fine. Hope there won't be any snow this week. I don't feel like being snowed in, says Memes. Ah, so yeah, Memes. I need you in here as well. That's gonna be great. Just for the difference, right? Especially like you and Damon are gonna be my my gauge today on what's good and what's not. As you can see here, I don't mean it in a bad way, by the way. No pressure, it's just this is going to help. So as you can see, this is the old version, and the way that I went about setting this up was, the idea was I was trying to hide a lot of stuff from people's view, so that it was pretty easy for me to just model everything in a straight line. You know, and then, mainly because it's pretty hard to figure out all the geometry for the surroundings, as we've seen with like Heartland and stuff. But as you can see, there are only little bits of geometry around the sides here. Like over there, you just can't see into the distance. Don't mind me, the rotation is just being a bit crazy. The thing is, there are actual, like, bits of geometry around here that surround it, that you can see from, like, the sides and things. Oh. It's just the deal with this, and it's so hard moving this in the view that I'm using at the moment. Again, the whole idea with this was to try and not render as much as possible. And as a result, we have this like really grayed out sort of environment. It looks pretty depressing. The snow is pretty thick. You can't really see too much in front of you. And the idea was I was going for like really heavy sort of like snowfall thing going on. You can see the Hey John. I can get John's feedback as well, because John's feedback is really good. So when we get to here, you can see like the idea was to try and... This is the old version. This is the old version. And where I got this idea from was when I had basically moved away from home one time. There was an area that I used to live in, and there was a massive blizzard where you could hardly see anything. And I was out in it for like 2 to 3 hours or something stupid. And I was like, you know what, that'd be kind of cool for Snowdin. Because at the time I was like, I'm going for this realistic kind of look kind of thing, and like getting it to be a little bit more sort of like, not so much grim, but having the fog and everything helped just sell the idea that it was a little bit more realistic, and that the snow was pretty heavy, right? That was the idea I was going for originally, and as you can see, the draw distance on where you can see up to is pretty low, right? And then we go to the new one here. Oh, also remember the lighting as well. I'm gonna make sure I copy this as like a reference so you can see what's going on. So for the new one uses kind of similar lighting, but not in the same way. Hang on. So as you can see, the new one is obviously a lot brighter. You can see a lot further, and the geometry is a lot more expansive. The view distance is crazy. The fog isn't as heavy, but it's still there to give it atmospherics. The thing is, I'm not sure on whether this is too much, as in like I can see too much, because then everywhere that I see, I then have to put something there to kind of camouflage the fact that I'm not modeling like all the way back here and all the way over there. It's gonna get too much if I'm just like modeling all the stuff like Heartland, because Snowdin is so massive, or rather the area where Snowdin covers is so massive. It's like, it's why here I could do like a back wall or something, but it's not needed too much, and also because I'm using a sunlight, the sun actually works like the proper sun, so if I put like a roof on this, I'd then have to redo the entire lighting, which is a pain. What I do like is the fact that it's a little bit more, I wouldn't exactly say vibrant, but it looks a little bit less sort of like depressing and thick in terms of like the fog. But again, it's that thing, because I'm splitting it up into multiple scenes to try and get it to run better. I still think it needs a little bit of restriction on the draw distance, because again, otherwise I'm going off into the distance like mad. So I need to know whether I need to rein it in a little bit or not. I think it's a bit too clear. I like the thick fog from before. It felt colder, says Damon. Like, I'm gonna get really thick fog when we obviously meet Papyrus. And this actual scene is gonna pick up from roughly about here. So we're gonna get to see all the back and everything in the background, because this joins into a previous scene. But yeah, the fog itself isn't... I like the way that it isn't as depressingly colored anymore. There's definitely a lot more vibrant sort of lighting going on, because you can see just it doesn't look like depressingly grey now. But I don't know, like, if I should keep it like that or whether I should rein in the fog a little bit, because as you can see, the view distance now goes all the way over practically to Snowdin town, which would mean I'd have to have most of the geometry on screen, which would make it run slower. That's the only problem, is that the more trees and everything else I have on in here and stuff like that, eventually it's going to start adding up loads. And then I've also got to come up with multiple no, I'm not playing the trailer. I also have to come up then with multiple sort of like ideas for the surrounding geometry and how far I actually want it to go. So yeah, what's from memes, John and Damon? What do you reckon? Because I mean, because of how this has gone on at the moment, I think if it's underground, it should be darker. That's what people were saying originally, and it does make sense, but just light enough to see. That's the problem I've had with quite a lot of this, is the lighting, because you want to make it like kind of how you'd expect it, because it's underground, but then it's magical as well, so it's like, you know, so I'm going to play the music again. It's like a 30-minute video, so... But yeah, I'm going to be adding more scenery and everything to each area to make it look really cool. Maybe it should look like a scene from Krampus, says Damon. Memes mentioned about it being vibrant. The thing is, it's like... I don't know how I could get vibrant in this at the moment unless I started throwing like fake lights in here, but the problem with fake lighting is it can go really wrong. It can go really wrong in certain instances, like for instance I think it was it volumetrics I need to have for light rays and stuff to go through here and add a little bit more atmosphere, but the problem is if I start doing that it might screw up. Hang on. Let's do an area light just to test this. Because I can always just add like a proper blue light to this. Because normally I only add all the lights like characters and things. Okay, so we got that there. So if I throw like a blue on that, while it looks nice, the problem then is I have to like mess around with the volume and everything and then start trying to make this look natural rather than have it be all crazy. It does look nice. In before I accidentally come up with a new way of lighting this scene. Let's try 2000 here while I'm waiting. 0.1 for the volume there? No, 0.2. 0.5. Oh, 0.5. That only works there? Is it because of the distance? The custom distance? 100? And then we go 4K. The problem then is, as you can see, it lights up that area, but not really over here. And then I have to start, like, trying to mess around with this, and then we start getting into issues. Let's see what chat says. It's just an idea. No. Maybe take notes from Narnia. Yeah, true. YouTube compression kind of kills it, but I post it for you. I was going to suggest having lights from Snowdin Town. I do have, in the old version, since it gives off city lights. Yeah, like, the thing is, in the older version, there's a lot of these, like, lampposts as well to light the way. So I can easily add those back in, because it gives it kind of that Narnia feel. Hey, Connor. Let's see. Adding the blue doesn't seem too bad, but it's more just like getting it... I think that's green. It's just getting it right, though, is the pain. Add some piles of snow. Oh no, trust me, I'm going to be adding those in. Forgot my username is still my dead name. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. My bad. That isn't too bad, but it makes it way too bright though, I think. Because like this looks ridiculously bright now for this scene. That's my suggestion for you today. And if you need me to return to the live chat. Oh yeah, snow like branches and stuff I'm gonna add like in a little bit. The blue actually works. I'm gonna be going back to my daily Alexis memes. Thank you very much, memes, for the input. I actually might keep the blue light there. It's not too bad. Can I get the contact shadows there and then just do 200 for the... debris? Yeah, like... hang on. Like for this, we had in the previous version a bunch of like different debris that was back here. I actually have it down as geometry nodes, so I should be able to just reuse it. Because there's like bits of grass and stuff. Is that a geometry node? Let's find out. Yes, it is. Stream died, so I had to go back. Yeah, like the previous one died. There's the plants. If I drag that out. Ah, there we go. Yeah. So if I grab these, you can also see a bunch of rocks and stuff. I have to kind of match up with the previous scene, but like for instance, let's just take that there, right? This is some grass to kind of add in a little bit. Oh. Maybe lighter blue and higher fog would work. And do some thicker fog lower to the ground. Potentially, yeah. The reason why I say potentially is just like trying to figure out what's going to work and what's going to lag everything. Give me a sec. Got the SCP event soon. I have to bully some D class. So there we go. I need this to be slightly smaller because of Frisk. If we put that there, right? And then I can just... start putting the odd bit of... of grass around here. We'll just take that and put that over there for the time being. The thing is, because this is all geometry nodes, I can just start messing around with the patches if I want to kind of change the shape. So if I want it to be kind of like that instead, I can do. And then I can just go ahead and convert to mesh. And then what that will do is give me a little bit of grass to work with that does have some snow on it. It's just hard to see there. And then if we want, we can put that at the side. It's funny because it was actually from Dark Souls and then I just edited it. That just needs to be, I think, alpha clip there. There we go, that looks better. But yeah, again, I'm messing around with Dark Souls assets. The last time we did this, I actually had them from waterfall? Don't know how long YouTube takes to change my name. I am sorry. Oh, there we go. There we go, Rainy. Sorry for referencing the older version from before. So what I'm going to do here. It's alright. No, I'm just being polite, you know. So what I'm going to do here. Let's just grab some of this and drag this out. And then we'll just do a couple of these. Just dotted around the place. And the idea will be that this will kind of sell the idea a bit better. Just glad everyone's been so supportive. I mean, why not? You know, it's all good. What I need to do here is make sure that each one of these that I take, I link it in properly. And then we put it over, you know, near the trees just to kind of sell it. Now in the distance, I don't need them that much. But I think as we get like there, I wish people IRL would be the same, I can't lie. Yeah, some people are just, you know, nasty like that. Just for the sake of it. Just try and ignore them if you can. Sounds terrible coming from me. I really shouldn't say that because, like, it's easy to just be like, oh, just ignore somebody. Especially from my position. You know, but... let's try... we'll do it this way and just try and have it minus 90. But yeah, a lot of Snowdin's development is literally just going to be this, where it's like basically trying to get the lighting right and then trying to add a little bits of detail like this. Like we're already seeing it looking a little bit cooler with some of this stuff going on. I think change is hard for most people. Yeah, I think over here the fog is a little bit too easy to see through. So like if I go 0.02, that's a little bit better, I think. We can still see the edge there though. If I go like 0.03, that's the problem is the density now. Like, I'm controlling the density with that. But now, obviously, we're getting to that point where we can't see back here. So it's like, I've got to get that balance between what I want to show off and what I don't. You know, because I don't want to have to do all this extra work for no reason. Let's try 0.02 seemed fine, right? Because it gave me a decent amount. I could go like back here and see this if I wanted. The problem is the edges. And then of course you've got the Anastrophe there. Oh. Temperature. If I put that as like 0? I reckon 0.02 is going to be kind of fine. Trying to match this up to the previous scene is hard as well, especially because we're not going to see too much of it. Let's just get some bushes and rocks in here and then we'll move on to the next area, because I don't want to be spending too much time beautifying this at the moment. You know. The idea is just to try and, like, place this stuff. And then once it's placed, then later on I can try beautifying it. It's just a case of getting the draw distance at the moment. And then going from there. Because I want to make at least the next platform. And really figure that out. Because I think we have like 8 platforms or something. I'll look in a moment. I think we have like 8 of them. And if I do like 1 a day, that's like a week's worth of work, but that's not too bad. Provided I just make them all look equally as good as each other. That reminds me, Rainy, while you're on, how much draw distance do you think Snowdin should have? As in, like, how thick would the fog be for you? Like, because of this at the moment. Oh, crap. I have no clue what happened there. I seemingly just messed everything up. Like, how much should I be able to see on this? Enough to see scenery, but not awfully well. Okay, that's first. So get back here. That's still a massive improvement over the previous version of Snowdin. We're already seeing stuff like in the background. There's like implication of stuff in the distance. I just need to kind of keep it like that. Looks so pretty. It's gonna look a lot better as time goes on. The first version that I have of this, like the introduction scene, looks really nice, and the introduction scene is then followed by this. I just need to now add the blue light into the introduction scene, so that works. The blue light tinting works really well. It's just a case of making it not look too bright. You know. Just enough, and then we're going to add the snow particles on top of this. You know. I imagine you not really knowing where Snowdin is without following the path. Yeah, like, the fog is really kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt because of how thick it is. Just imagine Jack Frost stalking you. Right, let's do this, and then the reason why we do this is because this is actually a bit for bushes. All these bush bits that I've done, these are all done in such a way that I can just pull them out like this, and then slap them wherever I need to. So like for instance here, we can then... I fell into the underground, I'm so cooked. The idea now is I can put those anywhere that I want, really, on this line if I want. Like, I don't want it too uniform, but if I can hide them in between the trees, I'm going to be the second integrity tool in the jars. So now we're starting to slowly build up the scenery, as you can see here. If I just, like, take that and just go back here, and just put that a little bit there, and then we just convert to mesh just to make sure. Converting to mesh makes sure that anything that I do does not lag, because Blender is crazy with arrays and geometry nodes. It allows you to do some unique things, but when you try to do all this with like crazy shaders and everything, it's just like, yeah, no. What I need to do here is actually fix this this material and the way that it's applied, because it's annoying me. Cube, and then if I just go... Oh, I love the way it's not even decided by that. It's literally still the amount of surface that it's got on it. So like for instance here, if I subdivide it a little bit, then the surface changes. May have to remodel that. I won't be able to do anything other than curl up and starve to death, accepting my fate. what I need to do here, just to confirm this, I'm just going to... It's not so much that's the problem with this at the moment, maybe? Maybe it's how I've modeled it, because previously it's been fine. Jen? Let's try. If I get rid of that, I'll see you later, Jim. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try adding a cube here. Having the cube be the one thing with a subdivide on it. This is an easy way of doing this kind of thing. I didn't want to do this, but what we do is we subdivide a cube, and what a subdivision does, for those who don't know, but still are interested in this kind of thing when I explain these things. Subdivision basically takes an object and just adds faces to it. Hey Joel. And like for instance, we had a cube that had 4 faces on it. And what's actually happened is that for those like 4 faces, or how... No, it's not 4 faces on a box. I think it's like 6 sides for a box. What's happened is that on each of those sides, when we've subdivided, it's taken one side and just cut it in half twice. Once down vertical, once horizontal, which allows us to have more detail, right? And then what we can then do is just take that and just bring this out. This is modeling with subdivisions. It's fun. It's just crazy. So what we do is model this by bringing this out here. And then the way that subdivision modeling works is when you add edge loops, you're essentially putting supporting cuts into this thing so that it tells it, you know what, instead of being so loose with how you're looking here, how about we just sharpen things up a little bit, right? And then, like for instance, here, if we add another loop here, every time we're doing this, it's doing it by 4. So if we do that, right, then we can just take this. Come on now. Love the way I'm doing this. This is like the most awkward way of doing this, by the way. I just realized. Oh. Because normally, you'd model in a viewport that allows you to see all the sides. But then we can do that, right? And then if I want it to be a little bit more interesting or better, I can either add edge loops or add like a bevel or something. The idea being here that I want it to look a little bit more rounded. So we can just go like this. We can bring it down a little bit. And wherever we add loops here, it's going to add more polygons. So for instance, at the end here, if we want it to be a little bit different, we can start messing around with this a little bit and just, if we wanted to, bring it in like that. The thing is, the reason why I've not done that then is because I've just seen what the effect has had on it. So instead, what I'm going to do is try and just do a couple of loop cuts in here. And that would give us control, but it also allows the material to split up, right? So it doesn't look as bad. And then all we're going to do is just hit apply. I love the way I say that, and then it still screws the material up anyway. Primarily because of